Piers Morgan said his mum could have died when she was left on a trolley in an AE corridor for 7 years after suffering a heart attack. Piers Morgan said his 79-year-old mother, Gabrielle, could have died after she was left on a trolley in an AE corridor for nearly 7 hours after suffering a heart attack. Recalling the ordeal, which happened on a Monday night in November, the talk TV host described patients crying in pain and begging for bottles to urinate into, because there were no beds available on the ward at the Brighton hospital. In an uncensored interview with Rishi Sunak, the 58-year-old said, "Mum was seen when she got there, and then she was put on a trolley in AE, in a corridor, for nearly 7 hours. The heart monitor battery ran out. Nobody fixed it. At one stage, no nurse came for 3 or 4 hours. There were between, she reckons, 35 and 40 other people on trolleys in the corridors of this AE, most of them elderly without people. She said old men were begging for bottles to urinate into. Others were crying in pain or discomfort. She said it was a scene out of a war zone, and she couldn't believe what she was seeing." He said the battery ran out twice on Gabrielle's heart monitor because there were no electric sockets nearby. Thankfully, his sister Charlotte noticed they had run out, but it took 15 minutes for it to be replaced. He added, "Mum was terrified, of course, having been told, 'You've had a heart attack,' that no one was putting her into the unit and actually trying to fix her. That's my mum, who's worked all her life, right? Paid her taxes all her life. And when she really needed the NHS. Yeah, eventually the NHS came through. But she could have died on that trolley, and I think that's shocking." Once she was taken from the corridor to the unit, the former Good Morning Britain host says the treatment was world-class. The Prime Minister admitted, "It's not good enough the performance in AE and ambulance waiting times," but refused to admit the government had failed the NHS as, "We are also dealing with the backlog and the legacy of COVID, which has just had an impact." Sharing more details about Gabrielle's experience, Piers wrote in his The Sun column that her blood pressure was raging dangerously out of control, and she was left unchecked by staff between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. She was eventually taken to the cardiac unit at around 8 a.m. and was swiftly taken to surgery and given a stent to fix a 99% blocked artery. He concluded that she was back at home within 48 hours and is now making a good recovery.